Hello and welcome back to Referral to Acres. Today we're going to do part 2 of this series, which we're going to be talking about roadside kits, right? So this one is just going to be focused on kind of that roadside, or you're in a parking lot, you're at work, or whatever, vehicle won't start, or you got a flat tire, some of the most common situations, because we'll start with the basics and we'll work our way into the more complex scenarios and situations and talk about how to address those with different kits for that. So here I have some few examples in front of you. Of course, this is not all encompassing, but we'll start with flat tire, right? Okay, do you have a spare? That's the first question you ask yourself when you get a new vehicle, whether it's new, used, whatever. Check out the spare. A lot of newer manufacturers are skimping on that, and they're only providing you with a little air compressor and a tire plug kit. Well, okay, if you don't know how to use one of those, you might need to learn how to use one. First off, two, if you have the availability, because I've noticed some on the vehicles, as friends have shown me and whatnot, there's the space there for a spare. They just put a little foam thing in there with an air compressor, and we'll talk this little air compressor here in a second. And the little tire plug in, that's it. So they skimped out on you, and yeah, check your spare. If you have one, make sure it's in good condition. You check it periodically to make sure it's okay. You can do that if you go into the tire shop, and you can have them check the tire. If you don't know how, you can do that yourself if you're capable of doing that. I recommend learning how to do it yourself. All right, so this pack is a JF Equo. I did a review on this. I'll of course put a link in the video for that review video. It has a built-in air compressor. Why is that important? That little hose right there, turn it on. We can plug a small hole in a tire if it's in the tread area, and plug it with the plug kit and refill that tire to get pressure in it. And then you can take it to the shop if you want to and have them do it. Note, a lot of repair shops, tire repair shops, are just going to do a plug anyway. So if the plug's working, maybe skip going to the repair shop, save yourself a little money. All right, so what else is good about this? This is also a jump start pack. So this allows me to hook this up, jump start my vehicle, another person's vehicle, help them out if needed. It has a few other cool features like lights, and you can charge your batteries, your cell phone battery if needed. If you're stuck alongside the road. I also keep a fairly cheap jump start or jumper cables in here also as a backup to this. All right, so lights, those are good options. I keep this one in my center console, this Nebo light. I did a review on it. It's a great little light. It said, it's a rotating, it's got all kinds of features. Link in the video. Then this work light is also a good little option. It's got a magnet on it just like this one. I prefer having on me. This one, like I said, is just always in my center console. Of course, I have my EDC light, and then my headlamp here that I keep in my work bag. I always have that on because guess what? If you're trying to change a tire or work on a vehicle on the side of the road, having a headlamp is where it's at. All right, so you're stuck alongside the road. You want to be able to tell people you're there, especially at nighttime, so hopefully they don't run into you, or helps you, get their attention, so maybe they pull over and give you a hand. I know that's not as common these days, but I got one of these large Kim lights or light sticks. It's a red one. You could use that to help flag people down. Of course, roadside flares if that's what you want. That one needs to be replaced. I need a couple more actually. These reflective triangles that can be attached, like a little suction cups on the top of your vehicle. There's a couple other attachments. Sounds like there's a little hook on there. You can hang it on the side of your window. This little life gear light, it does glow red up here on the top in that tube. I have a fire starting kit, but that's more survival stuff. But it is a cheap old light that I have in my glove boxes of all my vehicles because they're fairly cheap. Did a video on that. You can check it out in the Winter Prep series. Hey, here in the Pacific Northwest, it likes to rain a lot. A low-end poncho that stays in my vehicle all the time. This Frog Togs poncho, throw that over you while you're out there trying to figure out what's going on with your vehicle and getting dumped on. And then something a little more seasonally, I have winter gloves here. These ones, I don't remember, picked them at Home Depot. They're decent. They're okay. They keep your hands warm, while you're changing a tire or doing something else. Of course, hand warmers to help out with that. I always have those in my vehicles. They're too cheap not to have them in the glove box, have them wherever. Also, kind of a little more on the advanced side. That we'll talk more later. Like we'll break it down on stuff you should. But I always have a little tool bag. I have some spare tools laying around. Usually they're not my best tools, but I throw them in a little tool bag. So you can pick these up anywhere, Amazon, you know, your Home Depots, those type of places. But have some of your basic tools in there. One thing I would note that is not really shouldn't be on the advanced side is fuses, right? So check the type of fuses you need for your vehicle. Carry some spare fuses in there or in your glove box, wherever you want to put them. Definitely have some fuses, because that's something that could, you know, the fuse burns out for your headlights. Maybe there's a bigger problem, or maybe it's just the fuse worn out, because sometimes that happens. Well, now you're stuck with no headlights, and it's nighttime, so you're trying to get home. A simple little fuse, you know, pennies are not pennies anymore, but you know, less than $1, one little fuse could, you know, save you from having to call roadside assistance. That'll end up with that is always have roadside assistance available to you, whether you pay for AAA or you have it as part of insurance. It can be super helpful. We'll talk the advanced stuff later. If you guys are interested in what we're doing here, check out our website, theravenwoodacres.com. Our social media links down below. Like, subscribe, and questions, comments down below if you have any questions, right? So have a great day. Thanks for watching.